I'm gonna go ahead and cut the cheese now. You didn't see that. Good morning and Merry Christmas. It's December 25th, 2023. Big day today. It's about 6 a.m. in the morning. Having family down for Christmas dinner today. I've got a lot to do. So I thought I'd make a little video of my Christmas day. It's always fun to go back and look at these videos through the years. So hopefully you enjoy. I love that cuckoo clock. So the plan is just to try to get all the food prep done this morning. Plus we have to open up presents and do all that fun stuff. But family, I plan on having come down probably sometime early this afternoon. So I want to have everything kind of ready to go, at least as far as all the food prep. The main dish today will be prime rib, a favorite. So that I'll probably put in around 1 o'clock, I'm thinking. And then it'll be ready, by the time we eat around 4:30. But right now I'm going to get the potatoes ready. And the way I do the potatoes is I go ahead and cook them and I get them all set and then I let them cool off and I'll put them in the refrigerator and then I'll heat them up later and they will be delicious and ready to go. I'll show you how I do that. But then I have bacon wrapped asparagus. I have all kinds of appetizers. I think my dad's bringing down some scallops. I have shrimp skewers. I've got candied bacon, cheese plate, all that stuff. More stuff than I really need. But we'll be able to eat on it today and then have some tomorrow and just kind of munch on it for the next couple of days. Yesterday I made a cheesecake, but I still have to make a topping for it, so I'm going to do that too. But let's get started. Also, I've got to finish these centerpieces that I'm using. A few for the table and maybe one for in the kitchen here. And set the table and just do some general housekeeping. So, big day. My mom always did the potatoes with a paring knife, but I use this little peeler. It seems to be a lot easier and a lot faster. I've got the potatoes all cut up using some Idaho potatoes and some of these red potatoes. 5 pounds of the Idaho and about 1 pound of these red potatoes. Although my daughter said I should have used the golden potatoes, or I think that's what you call them. Not the Idaho, but those golden ones, whatever they're called. But I think these will work just fine. I'm going to put some water in here, fill it up, and I'm going to go ahead and cook them. And then I'll get them all ready, let them cool off, stick them in the refrigerator, and then later on this afternoon I'll heat them back up. Now, the recipe I'm using is one that I got from the Pioneer Woman, and it's excellent. It's basically potatoes, cream cheese, butter, lots of butter, cream, and some seasoned salt, pepper. Very delicious, and you can make it ahead of time and heat it up. Let me go show you a picture of my Christmas tree before everyone comes downstairs and tears all the presents apart from underneath of it. That was my Great Dane. He's taking a nap there on a chair. Hopefully you didn't hear any snoring in there because my wife is sleeping on a chair in there. Okay, while the potatoes are heating up, I'm going to go ahead and start prepping the vegetables. I've got some of these little cheap containers I bought at the Dollar Tree to put the veggies in for now to store them in the refrigerator. Then I'll put them on a plate later on. But I've got carrots, broccoli, cauliflower, green onions. I've got some tomatoes, little grape tomatoes, grapes, pineapple, and whatever else I have in there. Next on the agenda, I think I'm going to start my candied bacon. I've got most of the vegetables cut up now. Still got to do the cheese and sausage and stuff like that. Potatoes are on the stove, kind of low, just kind of simmering. I'll cook those up. But now I'm going to make the candied bacon. Now, candied bacon is super easy to make, but it's super messy. So what I'm going to do is I went to the Dollar Tree and bought these throwaway tins. And I'm going to use this to cook the bacon on. Because when I'm done, I'm just gonna throw this stuff away. It's not even worth my time to clean it. Because the candied bacon, basically, I'm using some of this thick cut bacon and I'm going to make a topping out of brown sugar and some chili powder. And I'm going to sprinkle on top of the entire bacon. Then I'm going to bake the bacon in the oven and it's going to caramelize it. And it's really good. But it's a mess. So I'll put the bacon on these little cooling racks inside the tin. Then I'll set these tins on a baking sheet and bake the bacon. You could just use brown sugar and maybe a little pepper, but I kind of like a little heat to it along with the sweetness, so I'm going to use brown sugar and some chili powder. Probably use like a cup of brown sugar with maybe like a half a tablespoon of chili powder. Of course, you know all of this stuff isn't good for you, but it's okay to splurge every once in a while. You really need to use the thick bacon when you're making this. Now you only put the brown sugar on one side of the bacon. We'll make this stuff in double batches. As far as cooking it, I'm cooking at 350 and I'm just going to cook it until it's done, or it looks done. Probably take maybe 15-20 minutes. Also, it could throw off some smoke, so make sure you use a vent if you have one on your oven. This has a tendency to emit some smoke if it burns in there, so be very careful. Sun's coming up. Looks like it's going to be a nice day today. I can't believe it's like Christmas, and I think the high is going to be in the 50s today. I guess we'll take it while we can. Not complaining. All right, the first batch of candied bacon is done. I'll let that cool off, and then I'll do the other batch. Well, I think I'm going to take a break from cooking while that bacon cools off and open some presents. Then I'll be back. Like Christmas, toys in every store.
What is he gonna get you?
It's like it's a sock.
What? Look. Oh, look.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Hey. 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 Look.
Apollo.
Look. Look.
Grab it. Grab it.
One out.
Okay.
I'm trying to take the whole time.
What is that? What did you get?
Oh, what did Santa get you?
Oh. Do you guys show Dad still?
Is that yours?
Oh, do you like that?
Oh,
What did you get,
what did you get?
Oh, what did you get?
Oh, what did you get? Oh. You want to see what else is in here?
Do you like it? Are you showing everybody what you got?
Connor, what's in here?
You put away your toys?
What's in here?
Did they get more?
I'm happy with my toy right now.
Oh, what else?
Time to get these potatoes rolling. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some butter and line the whole inside of this crock pot here. Or just kind of rub it in there, I should say. Potatoes are basically done. I put them inside this crock pot liner. I'll let it cool off, and then I will take some butter, probably about a half a stick of butter, cut it up, put it on the top, put this in the refrigerator, and then about 2 hours before we're ready to eat, I'll stick it in this crock pot heater container here and heat it up, and it should be ready when the prime rib is ready. Time to start working on the bacon wrapped asparagus. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some asparagus, cut the bottoms off, probably put 6 or 7 together, wrap it in a piece of bacon, and stick it in this baking tray here. And then I'll stick it in the refrigerator, and then again, before I get ready to eat, I'll pop this in the oven and cook it up. Now, for the topping on here, I'll take some brown sugar and some butter and kind of pour over it to kind of give it a glaze. Then I'll just bake it for, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, 20-25 minutes. I've blanched this asparagus before cooking it, but today I'm just going to put everything together raw, stick it in here, and I'll just bake it in the oven. chocolate ganache for my cheesecake. Now we are going to do some barbecue shrimp. I've got some shrimp here that's been deveined and tail off, so it's ready to go. I've got some skewers, wooden ones that I've soaked in water. And basically I'm going to put about 5 of those on one of these wood skewers and then wrap each one with bacon, and then use some Asian zing, which is from Buffalo Wild Wings. This stuff is really good. It'll give it kind of a sweet heat, and then I'll barbecue them out there on the wood fire. I'm going to make a pot of coffee because I'm thirsty. I want some coffee. I hadn't had any yet this morning. Plus, I'm going to make a pot to cool off to have for some cold brew later on tonight. Using my leftover 8 o'clock coffee. But tonight, this stuff right here. I love it. Plus, these are whole beans, so I'm grinding them. Time for the main attraction, the prime rib. This is a 12-pound prime rib, and I'm going to cook it low and slow. I'm going to put a little olive oil on it, and then some rosemary and salt and pepper, and I'm going to use a meat thermometer, one of these type that you stick into the roast and leave in there. This is very key. You need to use one of these or some type of meat thermometer. You don't want to overcook this. So the plan is to just do low and slow. I'll wait until it gets to be about probably 120, and then I'll pull it out. My goal is to have it about 130, 128, 130. But once I pull it out at around 120, I want to let it rest, and that will come up to temperature. Now, I've cooked these different ways before. I've done where I did like a quick sear first, like at 450 for 15 minutes, and then low and slow. I've done it all different types of ways. But I think I'm going to do low and slow to begin with, and if it looks like it's not cooking quick enough or I need to heat it up, I'll just turn the oven up a little bit. I just do not want to overcook it. That's the key thing. And I'm not worried about it being like super hot, because you can, once you pull the prime rib out, it'll stay warm, but then you also have the au jus sauce that you can dip it into. So that's not going to be an issue. But here we go. If you've never cooked one of these before, don't be scared. I know it's a hunk of meat and a hunk of money sitting there, but you just do it slow. The meat will be done when it's done. Use a thermometer, something to read the temperature, and do not overcook it. Once you overcook it, you're done. You'll have roast beef. And that's not what you want. I remember a couple years ago I was cooking one of these, and I had it set to Celsius instead of Fahrenheit, and I couldn't figure out what the heck was, happening, why it was taking so long. But I was able to overcome that issue, and it turned out good, the meat. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the cheese now, and some salami. This stuff's really good. Got some Cracker Barrel cheese, which is the Vermont Sharp White. This stuff's excellent. Cracker Barrel Extra Sharp Yellow, very good. And then I've got some basic Kobe Jack that my kids like. didn't see that. I think I'm going to go out back now and start a fire. I can't get over this weather. I live in central Ohio, and it feels like springtime. It's a happening. Merry Christmas. Well, I guess I need to wrap this video up. It's been a wonderful day. Here in my dining room, sitting here right now, having me a nice cup of coffee, my china that I got on my wedding. My wife and I have been married for over 20 years, and this was the china that we received on our wedding day, which I don't even think people do that anymore. Do they get china for their wedding? I'm not sure, but we did, and I truly enjoy eating on it and serving it when I have family here. It's great. And in case you're wondering, this is my grandfather's uniform. He was a paratrooper in World War II, the 503rd, fought in the Pacific, jumped on the island of Corregidor. That's his uniform. Found that in the attic, built the frame, and so I look at it every day and I think about him every day. So, here's to you. Hope you had a Merry Christmas. Talk to you later.